Hello, everyone. Hello. I hope you guys are having a good day today. I wanted to jump on and kind of just say, hey, before Dr. P joined us. We are excited about our last day of the boot camp. I hope you guys are excited. I'm actually a little sad, right? Because it's the last day, but I'm really hoping that you guys are excited. So before we jump into this, as a reminder, as always, please make sure that you if you have not already done this, make sure that you head over to StreamYard.com/Facebook so that we can see your comments and so that we know who we're talking to, right? And then plus we have another amazing giveaway today. And so we just want to make sure that you're eligible for said giveaway. So please make sure that you head on over and press approve so that we can see your name when you're commenting, so that we know who we're talking to and everything like that. So before we get started, something that I kind of wanted to do, where is everybody from? Can you tell me in the comments where you are from, where you live currently? I am currently in North Carolina. That is where I live. That's not where I'm from. I'm actually from Indiana, and I've lived in California. I lived in California for 7 years, and it got too expensive. So I have since moved, and we are now in North Carolina. Same nice weather, different price, lower price, I guess I should say. So yeah, that's where I am at. So I just wanted to see, where is everybody from? Oh, Noblesville, Indiana. Hey, okay, because my brother lives in Fishers, and I'm from Indy, so Indianapolis. That's where I was born and raised. My oldest brother does live in Fishers. So I already know exactly where you're at, Elaine. Okay. That is wonderful. So where are you from, Valerie? Tell me where you're from. Everybody tell me where you're from. Detroit, Michigan. Oh, you a neighbor. You are a neighbor. Hey. That is what's up. It is so cool to see, like the lives that Dr. P touches, like from all around the world, right? Because this type of stuff wouldn't be possible if, we were doing it in person, right? It would be stuck to, the people that are within, where Dr. P stays. So it's just really cool to see all the lives that she's touching all across the world. So that's why I was kind of asking, where everybody was from. And I'm just gonna, let me see. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna pull up something really quickly. Give me just a second. I needed to download. Oh, no, I didn't. It's already there. I apologize. Okay. So anyways, I kind of forgot. I was supposed to be asking more questions. This is Connie, and I'm from Mississippi. Hey, Connie, Mississippi. Hey, I can see your name. Originally from Jersey, but here in Alabama with my mom. Okay, hey, Mom. Hey, Alabama. You know, I've actually never been to Mississippi or Alabama. Oh, New Jersey. Okay, hey, New Jersey. I've actually never been to either one of those states, which I would really love to come and visit. I want to, like, if it was up to me, I would just like go around every state and just like live in an RV, but my husband won't allow that because he's not cool, which is fine. It's whatever, right? So moving on, you guys, so let's talk about the challenges from last night. Actually, let's just talk about the challenges from the entire last 4 days, right? Let's go over, now that you've been challenged, you know, you've had a challenge every day for the last 4 days. Tell me, what has been, you think, like the most difficult challenge? What do you think was like the most difficult thing for you to be able to implement in regards to what Dr. P has given you, and why? I will tell you, it's for me, when I was first like going through all of this, it was definitely the sugars. I am a huge chocolate, like I just love Reese's and just like Hershey's Kisses. And when she was like, girl, you gotta let go of the chocolate, I probably real life cried. I probably real life cried. Cause like, what? I really won't, you know, like, especially when I'm having like a rough day, you know, with the kids, like that's kind of my reward. Go to the store, grab me a Reese's and eat it in the car so I don't have to share. You know what I'm saying? So tell me in the comments, what has been probably your like most difficult challenge so far to be able to implement within your life? Let's talk about it. Let's see what everybody thinks, or how everybody's been doing with the challenges, I guess that's to say. Well, I threw all of the plastic meal prep and ordered glass. Okay, you are not playing. I love that. You know, I was trying to find, and it may have been just because I was looking on Amazon, but I was trying to find some glass that was like separated. You know how the plastic ones, you know, it has like 2 or 3 little separations. And I was trying to find some on Amazon and I couldn't find any. So I was getting a little like frustrated with that. But were you able to find some, or did you just find like the plain, like it's just one big container, one main container? Were you able to find it that way? I would prefer it to be separated, so that's why I'm wondering. And who else? What else do we have? They have it, but they only came like, see, and glass is kind of like, it's expensive too, right? Or is that just me? I don't know. Like I was like, so yeah, that's definitely something that I am still working on. I do have a couple of glass Tupperware, but I'm gonna keep it real. I do still have some plastic, so but we're working there. We're working on it. We're definitely working on it. The eating, cutting the sugars and cheese, because that's what I've been craving lately. And I got the separate containers on Amazon years ago. Okay, Connie, she said I've been having the separate containers. I heard that, girl. I heard that. Definitely. I think I've been non-dairy for, I don't know, maybe 4 years now. Just because when I eat dairy, it breaks my face out. So I cut it out a long time ago. And then all of my kids, they drink cow's milk, and it's a whole situation. So the dairy and the cheese wasn't super hard for me because it was already something that I wasn't doing. But definitely, like when I first started, it was definitely a struggle for sure. And then very expensive. I got the all-in-one. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They have them at the outlet in Williamsburg, VA. Is that close? Joy, because I'm in North Carolina, because I heard like people are always talking about, oh, I'm just going over Virginia, like it's just like down the street or something. So that's why I'm like, is that close? Eating, I've been having salad, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard, but determination, LOL. And the milk I made out of oat milk without. Wait a minute, you made your own oat milk? Is that what you're saying? I made oatmeal. Why can't I read? I'm so sorry. In the milk, I made oatmeal without and didn't like it. Oh, you know what? Because milk makes oatmeal a little bit more creamy. That's how my kids like it. You just have to find a different kind of milk. So I know Dr. P had mentioned like almond milk and stuff. We use pea milk. It's made by Ripple. So my youngest is allergic to tree nuts and peanuts. So we can't use anything with any traces of nuts. And Ripple is pea protein, and it's made in a nut-free facility. So like we don't have to worry about my son having any reactions. But if you don't like, almond milk or any of the other kind of milks, you may try that one. It's a little bit smoother. So it does, for me, I like it better anyways. So let me see. I thought about it after the live was over. Laundry detergent, should I switch to a plant-based brand? So on the live, she actually mentioned, let me see, because we should have, yeah, right here. See this Ecos Pro laundry detergent. This is what she recommended. I'll put it in the comments real quick for you. Ecos Oh, laundry. You can get it on Amazon, and I actually shared the links in the group yesterday, in the Facebook group yesterday. If you, I can tag you, and if you can't find them, I can tag. Matter of fact, I'll just tag you in them, Valerie. But yes, that is a good recommendation. That is a good thought to go ahead and start switching that laundry detergent. Like I said, that's the one that she recommends. Um, and yeah, oh, she typed it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so anywho, yeah, so I've been eating the salad. You know what? You gotta kind of, when it comes to the more greens, you gotta kind of get creative, right? Like I've been trying new salads, like things I never thought I would eat. Like my father loves apples and salads, and I'm just like, ugh. But I've been trying it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see why you like this. So I've been trying different things. Hey, Dr. P, how are you?
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm loving the conversation, and I'm really. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was going to wait until you were done there. But I'm glad that we're trying and exploring so many different things and checking. I love that question about the laundry detergent also. But yeah, go ahead and finish up what you were just saying, Jazz, and then we'll jump on.
Yeah, sure, of course. So yeah, it's like I was saying, I've been trying because for me, we didn't grow up eating a lot of vegetables, right? Like that just wasn't, what my mom cooked a lot. So just trying to figure out new ways to incorporate vegetables, that isn't as like just I'm just eating this like raw broccoli has been kind of hard. So like I said, like I've been putting apples in my salads. I've tried cranberries in them. That one I didn't like too much. I've tried sunflower seeds. That one was really good. I was like, okay, I could do this. We could do the sunflower seeds. So for sure that was good, as well as I tried a new way to make Brussels sprouts the other day. Like I put them on broil with some like olive oil and we use vegan cheese. So whenever I mention cheese, I'm not really talking about real cheese. It's vegan, but we use like a sprinkle of some vegan Parmesan cheese that I got at Target, and it was actually really good. Salt and pepper. It was chef's kiss. It sure was. It was really good. I made curry goat for my husband, and it's hard not to eat it. Ooh, I bet. I love a good curry. I love a good curry.
So you can have the curry goat though, right? So um Shanti, I think is completely okay. You're having some goat, so some red meat. You can still have that. And so especially if you're not having it every day, right? So you're not having leftovers and like 3 or 4 days of having it. And so the curry, there's nothing wrong with curry. Curry comes from the turmeric powder, and turmeric is really, really good for you. It's an antioxidant. It's good for your gums and your skin and all of that. So they're very, very close, and they work just the same. So I wouldn't say don't, starve while your husband is enjoying the curry goat that you made. You can still have it, but instead of you having it with white rice, you can have it with brown rice. You can have it with quinoa. Excellent options to kind of go around the regular white rice that curry is usually eaten with. And even if you were to have cauliflower rice with that too, that works. So you just have to be a little bit more creative. But in general, your protein with the goat, you can have once in a while.
That's good to know. You know what? I'm still trying to get on the quinoa like train, I guess. I
Every day.
found it, yeah, I found it at the Aldi's by me. They have it's quinoa and brown rice, but it's in like this little like 90-second, and I'm like, that can't be healthy. Like,
Oh, yeah. So just get it raw, like just like the
mm,
seeds. And you just
mm,
make it literally like you're making your steaming rice. Like if you have like a rice cooker, that's how I make
yeah.
mine. Set it and forget it. And it takes just as long. You can make it with your chicken broth. You can just make it like really creatively like tasty. Love it. So I have it every
Okay.
day.
Okay, that's good to know because I love
Yeah.
brown rice, and so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, if I can mix the two, okay, so that's good to know. Denise said, I'm Trinidadian, and we curry. Cause can I get a plate, Denise? Can I get a plate? Because when it comes to curry, okay, I wish I knew how to make it. I wish I knew how to make it.
It is not even that difficult though. It's really
It's not.
easy.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I tried it and it didn't go well, so now I just buy it like the little cans, the little sauce, and it does not
Yeah.
taste the same. It is not that
That's very
good.
true. Definitely making Caribbean dishes, it takes some work, but it's not that bad. And so I think if I were to show you one time, yeah, you know, my next trip to North Carolina, but you have to have the right curry. Yeah. So the type of curry that you use and all of that really matters. But yeah, so maybe we can do that together one day.
Yeah, because
A
I'm
little
like,
cooking
I
class.
would love to learn. Right, right. That would be amazing.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, wonderful. So good day, everyone. I hope that your Friday's been wonderful. Mine's been a little bit bumpy, but we're here. We're here. We're having day 4 together. Lots to talk about today, so we're going to dive on in now. And so, as we normally start, great conversation so far. Let's just take our nice deep breath together. I know I need it, and if you do too, come on in and join us. So you're taking a nice deep breath. So we're going to count to 4. Breathe in. Let that air fill your lungs. Let it fill even your gut. Okay. So relax your tummy, relax your shoulders, and let's take a nice deep breath inside. So here we go. Nice deep breath. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Good. So shake it all off. Okay. And let's dive into day 4 here. And so 4 steps to reclaiming the real you. I hope you all have learned so much so far. And so we're on step 4 today, okay, of how to release your hormones, how to release your body, how to make change and change that is lasting, okay? And so yesterday, just as a review, we talked about removing all the harmful chemicals that are all around us in our environment, in our homes, in our bedrooms, in our bathrooms, in our kitchens, I mean, everywhere. And so removing them from around us, but more so protecting our families, our womb, our children, future children. We want to protect everyone. And so being mindful and making those challenges, doing those challenges and making those changes really, really, really matters. And so, yeah, so we're talking about liver strong, okay? The liver, ooh, love the liver. The liver is one of the most important, every organ has a very important role, okay? But it's one of those that if your liver fails, that's not good, okay? This is not like a kidney failing and hopefully the other one is working. You have one liver, but we're going to dive into that today. By the end of our session today, we're going to give away a hormone starter kit, okay? And so in this starter kit, we have recipe books, smoothie books. We have exercise details, exercises to help to balance your hormone, get your body the way you want it to be. And this is with a schedule, details of how to actually go about this from day to day, from week to week. As you heard on day 1, I have such a strong history and background in personal training, exercising, and we incorporate all of these things in everything that we do, right? So we talked a lot about the diet. We talked a lot about making changes around us, but then we want to dive in and actually go full force. And so I'm giving away one of my hormone starter kits today. And so you hang in here and we're going to get towards the end of our session. And at the end, we're going to give this away to one lucky winner today. Okay. So pay attention to all the details we have today. And so liver detox. This is liver strong. For your liver to be wonderful, we need to detox it. We need to help it. We need to help it function best. And so, yes, we're going to talk about that. And so, Facebook user who just came on, and I love to see your names. And so, if your name is still showing up when you leave a comment as just Facebook user, please go ahead over to streamyard.com/Facebook and just click that button that gives us permission to see your name so we can connect. Okay, Teresa, hey, welcome. Kimberly, welcome. Welcome, welcome. And so let's talk about our liver today. Okay. So did you know that an efficiently functioning liver is essential to clearing high estrogen levels? Why are we talking about estrogen to start? Because this whole time we've been talking about estrogen dominance. This is the state of being where our estrogens, which are a very, very strong hormone in your reproductive years, as well as postmenopausal as well, it can take over our system. And if our liver isn't functioning well, you won't be able to get rid of the excess amount of estrogens that could be in our systems. You won't be able to get rid of it at all, and it just gets stored up in your body and just shuts your systems down. And so we need to make sure that our liver is functioning up to par. And so the liver is the second largest organ in the body. You've heard me say over the last couple of days that the skin is the largest organ, and we never refer to it as such, but it is the largest organ. The second largest is our liver. And so that's to give you an idea of how important it is for your liver to keep us alive and to keep us healthy and well. So we need to care for that. And so it is even bigger than your brain. And the brain is important too, but the liver is bigger, larger, takes up a massive amount of space in our gut, and is extremely, extremely important. And so what does it do? Well, it's filtering your blood that's coming from your digestive tract. So when you eat, it is filtering all the nutrients that gets broken down in your gut, and it goes to the liver first. So the liver is like a important stop, and it checks to make sure that everything was broken down well, and it also filters anything that's bad and says, you know what? This is not good for your system. For instance, alcohol. Whenever you have alcohol, your liver works very carefully to break it down and to try to eliminate it from your system, and try not to have it in your system too long, which is why the liver breaks down your alcohol slowly over time. You can have 4 drinks in an hour, your liver will break down 1 drink in that hour. So the other 3 drinks will just sit around until the liver gets to it, because it will not overwhelm your system. And so it's a regulator. It is like the sergeant of your body to make sure that whatever is processing well. And so it breaks down the hormones once they've been used by the body to get rid of them. It metabolizes drugs. That's medications. It could be drugs like marijuana and tobacco. It breaks down everything. It produces the proteins that are important for blood clotting. So if you get a cut, you want to make sure that you're bleeding, but you want the bleeding to stop at some point and get a scab and the bleeding to stop. So it's very important for that as well. And it processes all your food nutrients. It stores your iron so that you have it stored away for when you need to make new blood. And it also assists in breaking down the red blood cells. And so it makes new blood, and it plays such an important role with that. So how does the liver relate to hormone imbalance? One of its main roles is to balance your sex hormones. And so whenever we say sex hormones, we're referring to your estrogens, your progesterones, and your testosterones. And so it processes your thyroid as well, cortisone levels, and other adrenal organ hormones. We have lots of them, okay? And so it does all of that. And it also transforms or removes any excess hormones from the body. That's the most important subject that we're going to talk about today. And so, like all organs, your liver health can be impacted by a lot of things that we typically do every day, including what we've talked about this week so far. We've talked about the foods that we put into our bodies. We've talked about the things that we're surrounding ourselves with, the things that we put on our skin, or moisturizers, or soaps, or detergents, or cleaning supplies. All of these things can impact your liver function. And so if we drink too much alcohol, that does it. Certain medications that we take may affect it, as well as diseases, infections. If we start accumulating and having like a lot of fat storing in our liver, that means that we have fat in our system, and we'd like to store it on our extremities and our abdomen, like in our belly area, on our hips. But sometimes that fat that is being stored from our excess foods that we're eating, sometimes that is going out internally around our organs and into our liver. And so you don't want your liver to be a fatty liver, which is what it's called. And that can happen if we have an excessive amount of fat storage, as well as genetic factors. Many of them will lead to you potentially having liver problems. And so if your liver is not functioning well, or if you have a liver problem, an underlying liver disease, it is not going to be able to eliminate and get rid of those estrogens from our bodies like we need them to. And so that means your estrogen levels are going to be high. They're not breaking down appropriately. They get reabsorbed internally, and then they lead to full-blown hormone imbalances. So how does it actually go about breaking down these estrogens? And so we're not going to get too medical today, just enough to kind of touch your and spark your brain just a little bit, but it does this in 3 phases. I don't want you to necessarily remember what those 3 phases are, but just know that there are 3 parts to that, and it's very important as we talk about the strategies that will come in a few minutes. And so phase 1, this is where they start. It's called hydroxylation, but the liver starts to break down the larger products of the larger molecule into smaller parts. Then phase 2, for it to actually inactivate it, it needs to add groups of molecules to those broken down parts in order to stop them from functioning. So you don't want them to be activated at all. And then the third phase, which we've talked about a little bit indirectly, is that these metabolites then get shipped to the kidneys to go into your urine, as well as to the gut to be excreted out in your poop. Okay, so we want our poop to grab all those metabolites, get rid of them. We don't want it in our bodies at all. But for that to happen, this is where our greens come in. This is how we started with day 1 of the challenge, right? We started talking about having those greens, having that fiber, making sure that we're going every single day. We're pooping at least once per day. And so with that, it is trapping these metabolites and removing them. If you don't have enough fiber in your colon, then it gets these metabolites get reabsorbed into your body. Those methylation that happens in phase 2 gets removed, and then they get activated again. And so we don't want that secondary activation, because this again is where we get in trouble. And so you may be wondering, well, how do I know if my liver is actually functioning well? And so we can do a test. The first one is a liver panel. And any one of your doctors can do this, and especially your primary care doctor, if you're getting your cholesterol levels checked, you're checking for diabetes, we're doing all of these things, they can also do a liver panel. And so with this, it will look at the enzymes that should be normal, but if they're elevated, usually that means that there's a dysfunction going on with your liver. And so you want to make sure that those levels are really good. And if I'm going to tell you what those levels are really quickly. And so the levels you're looking for are your AST and your ALT levels. And so those are the 2 biggest, most important results when you get a liver panel test result. And so the second is that you want to look at your bilirubin levels, because the bilirubin, which is made by the liver, is very important to actually remove those toxins. It's important to remove those hormones. And so it essentially grabs it, and bilirubin will physically bring those parts to your gut for it to go out in your poop. And so super important that these levels are checked. It doesn't cost much for this to happen. It's very similar to you even checking for like anemia. And so you want to make note and ask your doctor at your next primary care family doctor visit, or even your GYN can do it as well, to please check to make sure that your liver is well. And so in addition to this, as I mentioned before, I'm all about holistic training, healing and learning and helping our bodies out. And so with that, micronutrient testing, which are your vitamins, your minerals that are in your bodies, we also want to get those tested as well. I can't tell you, as a physician, sometimes I'm just taken aback by the fact that we easily check for certain levels and when we're doing blood testing as physicians, but we rarely pay attention to the small things that our cells, our bodies, or organs, the things that they need to actually help us function, our cells to function, our hormones to function. We pay attention to the simple, oh, do you have an infection? We'll check for that. But why are we not testing for your vitamin levels? What is your vitamin D level? Like, this should be routine. What is your zinc level like? What is your magnesium level like? These are things that if they are abnormal, they can cause you to feel completely crazy, without energy, not having the thought process, the mindset, not having the clear thoughts that you need to function. And you're wondering why do you not feel normal? Because at one point you did feel normal. You felt amazing, but you're not feeling that way anymore. Everything just feels low. And oftentimes, even when you tell the doctors that you're experiencing these things, they often will not think about these micronutrient levels and how important they are in your overall functioning of your body. And so sometimes this is where you advocate for yourselves. And this is why I'm super passionate about it, but I say it all the time, please. You go into your doctor's office, and there's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, docs, please, can you please check my vitamin B levels? And with that, I would like vitamin B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 12. Vitamin C, my vitamin D levels, as well as my vitamin K, folate, magnesium, zinc, my copper, omega-3, and omega-6, sodium, potassium, and iron. It's not that hard to do. And so advocate for yourselves, please. I don't care what state you're in. I don't care what your medical background is and medical knowledge. Even if you're just like, well, Dr. P, I don't know what these things are. Write them down and ask them to check them. These are not tests that will take many days or a lot of money to run, and they can do them for you. And so advocate for yourselves, advocate for your body, take care of this one body that you have, and you're responsible for it. Okay. And so let them do it. All right. And so these are all important with your liver function to kind of get an idea of how well they're working. And the reason is everything that you see on the screen here, they are very important in allowing your liver to actually do its job. And so if you're very low in any one of these, it's hard for your liver to actually do what it needs to do and do it well. And so we need to support it even on the small level and not just on the larger level. And so let's go into the strategies. Okay, so these are some more of the things that you can do to help your liver. And so some of them may be new to you. So again, I hope you have your pen and your paper, you're taking your notes, okay? And so let's start by talking about the liver detox. This is phase 1 of the liver breakdown process. And so I'm breaking down this strategy into each of the 3 phases that are important in the liver actually being able to break down your estrogens very well. And so number 1, is I3C, which is indole 3-carbinol. You've probably not heard about this supplement before, okay, but it does wonders. You can get this on Amazon. You can get this on Vitamin Shop, depending on where you are around the world. You can get this. It supports hormone balance. And so take a look at this. It's usually not very expensive. You can probably buy a month's supply for about $25, $27, somewhere around there. And so what it does is that it helps with the detox process of your liver. It helps to clear out any toxins that might be there, and it helps your liver to break down your estrogens efficiently. Another one that works very, very closely and as well is DIM, okay, and it's diinulin methane. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful product that helps with your liver detox as well. These you will take on a daily basis, okay? And we've talked about the vegetables, okay? As it, I feel like I've talked about it so much that everyone, regardless of the day you've been here, please eat those cruciferous vegetables. That's your broccoli, your cauliflower, that's your Brussels sprouts. Very important, okay? And so there's a study that came out that says, you know what? If you have about 500 milligrams of veggies per day, which is not that bad, okay? On a good day for me, I have about a good 1,000 grams of veggies per day. That's about a pound of veggies per day, okay? And so you can do it. And so if you focus on eating, at least your plate should be like half filled with your vegetables. You do that per day, and it is shown to extremely help your liver specifically, in addition to your gut, help it to function, especially broccoli, okay? So if you don't like broccoli, go for something else. But broccoli, one of the top vegetables that helps in this area. And so lastly, resveratrol. You've probably heard of this before. This is what makes many people be comfortable with drinking their red wine. Why? It is an antioxidant that is found in grapes. And so you've probably heard of how that is good for your heart. It is good for your body, and it's also good for your liver. Now, you can get resveratrol in supplements, in a supplement form. Yes, you can get it from having a glass of wine as well. But honestly, for the amount that you would need on a daily basis, you literally would have to drink about a bottle of wine per day to be able to get that daily amount that is necessary. And so it's always good, instead of you getting the calories, instead of you drinking a lot, especially in the weekday, you can just go ahead and get a supplement with resveratrol, and that will be super beneficial with helping your liver to detox. Next strategy. These are things that you can take. These are things that you can do to help with phase 2 of your liver. Okay. And so this phase here, this is where the methylation is happening. This is when your body is putting on the molecules that are necessary to deactivate the liver metabolites that are being processed so that they can actually get out into your gut and into your kidney. And so these things, there are 6 of them listed here. They are really good with helping your liver in this phase. And so vitamin B12, which is cobalamin, these can be found in red meat, egg, fish, and poultry. And so if you're eating one of these, like a serving of these per day, in any one of them. So if you're having your eggs, you're having 3 eggs, you're having a piece of fish, you're having chicken, this usually will give you enough of the vitamin B, especially if you're adding on a multivitamin and you just cover these bases very, very well. Folate, which is B9, this is found in spinach, eggs, asparagus. And so this is another one that's necessary for your liver to function well. B2, you can find these in eggs and meat as well. B6, find this in fish, bananas, eat that with caution, greens, and legumes. Choline is found in your eggs and cauliflower, peanuts, and flax seeds. And lastly, magnesium is probably one of the most important ones here. Your magnesium levels need to be up to par. These are found in pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, cashews, and almonds. And so if you like to snack, and I think everyone should be snacking every day, snacks should be anything that's really under 200 calories per serving. And so excellent snacks for trying to balance your hormones will be a mixture of these types of nuts. And so some of the little round balls that you see in this image here are like protein balls. Oh my gosh, I make some protein balls that are a no-bake protein ball. It uses some of the butters, like you can use like a cashew butter and the nuts, and you can put like a little bit of flavoring, like some dark chocolate chips in there, and excellent snack options. If you want to get that recipe, you let me know because we can post it in the Facebook group as well. But it's an excellent form that is an excellent snack that incorporates all of these things that helps you with your magnesium and your liver, and it gives you such great energy. And so wonderful, wonderful, tasty, super good. Okay. Next strategy. Okay. Lifestyle changes. So yes, we're doing all these things. We've learned so much so far, but the breakdown of the estrogens, really for it to actually leave the body, that needs to happen in the kidneys and your stool. So you want to urinate well enough, often enough. If you're going literally, I've had so many people tell me like, yeah, I can easily hold my urine for 6, 7, 8 hours without going to the bathroom. And it makes me nuts every time I hear it, because that is so dangerous. That is way too long. That means you are not drinking enough. If you are fully hydrated, you should be going to the bathroom at least once per hour. Okay. And so that's the level we want to get to. Usually your urine should be very clear, almost clear like water when you urinate. And so if you urinate and your toilet bowl is super dark, looking like tea colored, very, very pigmented, then it means that you're dehydrated and you're not drinking enough. So what do you need to do? Drink about 2 to 3 liters of water per day. And if you are so inclined and you're just like, oh, I already do that, you can aim for a gallon of water per day. Okay. This is where you keep your cells happy, you keep your liver happy, and very important as you're going on your journey to a better place, a better life. And so having daily bowel movements is super important, but more so not just daily. If you can have your bowel movements at least twice per day, that would be amazing, okay? It keeps your colon happy, keeps your liver happy, keeps your hormone happy. And we've talked about the limiting your pesticide exposure, but I want to remind you again, those pesticides really can just trap us, okay, and just keep us in a bind. And so washing your fruits and your vegetables well, if you can wash them with alkaline water, even better. But you want to wash them, you want to go for organic while you can, and just do it, be conscious about your choices. And so one thing that I used to do, I would go to the grocery store and I would go to the produce aisle, and I'll go to a bag of grapes. And guess what I'll do? I'm that person that would go ahead and grab a grape, and I want to taste this bag before I purchase it, right? And so, bad habit, because those grapes are never, ever washed and cleaned. I would literally just pick them and just pop them in my mouth, and I'm going about my business. Not good. Not good at all. And so I had to get to a point where I stopped doing those things, right? Because thoroughly washing your fruits is super important, so that you're not bringing all of these chemicals and dirt and everything else into your system. You want to be careful with that. Okay. So our challenge right now is just to drink 2 to 3 liters of water per day. We're not talking about 3-liter bottles. We're not talking about 40 ounces. We're talking about 2 to 3 liters, 2 minimum per day. And so how much water do you guys think you're drinking now? Let's see it in the comments. Like, are you drinking sufficiently? Are you using the bathroom as often as you really need to? Tell me what you're doing. Let's see. Drinking a gallon of water a day is too much for me. As someone living with lupus, I will end up with pericarditis. Yes. So yes, this is where we have to use our history to be able to kind of guide us in the things that we're doing. So it is not, it's not one size fits all, okay? So one person said not enough. Thanks for the honesty here. 80 ounces and whatever additional hydration from my food, okay? But you want to drink it, okay? So we don't want to add in the total amount per day with the amounts that you're getting from your foods. Okay, we're talking about the ones that you're drinking. Kimberly says 3 to 4 glasses per day. Okay, okay, that's the start. And so if we're having about 80 ounces, we're somewhere getting towards the 2-liter mark, which is a good start. So if we can kind of up that a little bit, 64, okay, that's about a 1.5. Okay, it's not bad. So we're drinking, we're being conscious. 6 times 16.9 ounce bottles. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I tried to drink my body weight in water, I believe, which is 190 ounces per day. Yes, Valerie, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that everybody saw your comment. Okay, because that right there, your body weight in water, is a good way to think about how much you should be drinking. Okay, and so if you're 110 pounds, we're aiming for 110 ounces. Okay, the same thing if we're 210 pounds, we're aiming for that per day. So excellent, excellent, excellent. So I absolutely love it, and that's very, very true. And so we've been diving into all of these real strategies, and I'm so excited because we are going to go and talk about, now that you have the basis of all of this, right? You have all the confidence. Hopefully you have the confidence to really kind of go about applying these things to your lives every day. And like it sounds, and it may seem like a lot, but I promise you, if you take these strategies and these challenges and you're using them on a daily basis, you're applying them, you're making change, you are going to get to the place that you feel amazing. The weight is dropping off without you having to cut out a lot of major things out of your diet and out of your lifestyle, getting all stressed out because a lot of these things are not sustainable over time. We want to make smart decisions about the things that we are taking in, that we're eating, and the things that we're doing to our bodies. And it just frees your system so that you can actually live your best life. And so if you are having any difficulty with that, where our Facebook group will be live. It will continue. And so if you want any assistance, let me tell you one of the things that I do. And I have worked with hundreds of people, and we have a Madam Estrogen Mastermind. And this is how I actually help to implement these things in your lives with you. We work together very closely to be able to go through all of these steps and dive in so much deeper with experts. We have experts that are coming into our masterminds every single week live to talk with you, work together, create accountability, and a lot of other things with me. And so my question to you is, are you ready to make that change? Are you going to apply these things? Are you tired of the constant weight gain? Are you looking to gain your energy back? Are you wishing that you can feel like you again? Because this at Madam Estrogen Mastermind is there for you entirely. And so I want to share with you what some of the members of the mastermind in the past have said and done, and they're still just making amazing changes in their lives. And so let's start with our first member here, who's doing pretty amazing. And so let's, Jazz, we're not coming up here.
I can I'll upload the actual video.
Okay, so we're going to come back to our member here. And so, one thing that this member said is that, before joining this group, she was about 380 pounds. And she decided that she needed to save her life. She needed to make a big change. And our program just helped so much with this. And she lost so much weight. We're talking about in even a 12-week period before we even got to the end. Her weight was dropping off like crazy. We were working with training, personal training, physical exercises. We were talking about the food, accountability, working together in very personalized ways to get her there. And as long as you are committed and you do what you are supposed to do in your part, it just works, and it works well. And so if we're still, let's see, it is not up yet, so we're going to move on here. And so there you go.
I must say that Madam Estrogen joining this group has helped to save my life. Before joining this group, I was 380 plus pounds. I was having issues every month with pelvic pain. I felt fatigue, headaches. There were so many things going on with me. And I felt that I was definitely headed in the wrong direction. And given my family history of breast cancer, I definitely felt doomed. So I decided that I needed to do something to help save my life. And Madam Estrogen has definitely helped me to do that by putting me on the right path as far as how to achieve weight loss, how to balance my hormones, and all the necessary things that come along with that. And it's not just a one size fit all, or it's not just a magical pill that you have to take. This group has been very holistic and has taken a holistic approach as far as focusing on getting healthy. And getting healthy is what helps to balance the hormones. So this class has definitely been a lifesaver, and I recommend it to anybody that is looking to getting their life back on track and taking back control of their life, taking back control of their health, and being put on a path to greatness as far as your health, and not just your health, as far as a person, just putting you in the path to being the best person that you can be. So I definitely thank Dr. P. I thank Jasmine, and I thank all the presentators that took time out to come and teach us how to live. So thank you guys.
So that's one of our members, and it's there's so many whose lives have been transformed in such a wonderful way. So that's just one little snippet of what others are saying. And so I usually say, if you're ready to commit to those 12 weeks together, 12 weeks for you, 12 weeks to transform your lives, again, you're tired of fighting with the scale and you're just like, I can't lose it. It's just not happening. You're tired of you've tried so many different things and it's just not working. We've had members where they're just like, I'm exercising 4 or 5 times a week. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it's just not working. What is happening? If you're looking for a quick fix, this is not for you. Okay, this is not for you. We're looking at sustainable things that when you are done, that you are set, you have the principles and the strategies in place. You've done it. We've done it together. You're going to put this in motion to continue that over and over and week and months later, you're doing it. This is the assistance that you need. You're willing to put in the work. Yes, we've got to put in some work. Where we are today didn't happen overnight. So we don't want that to our lives to transform overnight. We want a new lifestyle. We want a commitment. And so simple things that you can do, lifestyle changes you can make. This is what we go through. We're not trying to make you into like a bodybuilder. Okay, we're trying to be healthy and well. We're trying to be fit. And this is what we do with this mastermind, working together with me for 12 whole weeks. And at least we bring in somewhere between 12 to 16 experts in sleep, stress, gut health, experts in fitness, nutrition. And by fitness, I'm talking about weight training. So we're talking about training in a lot of different fashions. We're talking about your body and your womb and how to make it better. We're talking about yoga for hormone balancing, just so much engulfed in this. And it is holistic. It is natural. I'm not trying to send you to take all these medications. I want you to live your best life. And I want you to do that without being at the restraints of these drug companies and manufacturers that really don't care about who you are. They don't care about your life. They don't care about you at all. And so what you will get here, you are working with all these experts and myself, again, in fitness, nutrition, gut, stress, menopause, all different stages of your life. You're getting challenges from week to week. We are working together to implement things in your lives. We're giving you lots of free bonuses and VIP access where literally you can be in contact with me on a daily basis. You have a problem, I work with the members, and if they have, their lab results, their test results, they need communication with their doctors. They are having a problem when they're in the grocery store, and they'll literally be like, Dr. P, this is what I'm trying to get some purple rice. I'm trying to do this. What do you think about that? Help me make this. Where do I need to go for this? What kind of help I need? Direct access with me. Deep and dive into your hormonal health, all the choices that we make, weekly Q&A sessions. Okay, so your questions are always being answered, as well as personalized care and training as we go through this. It's an amazing community, amazing set of women that are there to cheer each other on and to help us on this journey to life. Here's another current member who's talked about how the program has just changed her life immensely. There's so much knowledge, especially with access to all the additional experts. If you're looking to change your life for better for this program is for you. And so let's see what this member is saying.
This is not a paid advertisement. This is real life story with real people. Okay, let me tell you guys about Madam Estrogen. It's a life-changing program for me. It changed my life immensely. I am more conscious of everything that I do, everything that everything is around that I do around me. This program is so much knowledge in it with all the experts, everybody, Dr. P, everybody that came on the program, that teach us about your gut health, your mental health, about sex. There's so much information in this program here. It's unbelievable. This is a program that I would recommend to anybody who is looking to change their life for the better. This is the program for you. And Dr. P, let me tell you, girl, you are exceptional. You are so knowledgeable in everything that you do. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And I am so happy to be a part of this program for 12 weeks. For all the wonderful people that's in this program. Everybody is, is awesome. This is a program that I would recommend anytime to anyone. And that's my true testimony.
And so, Madam Estrogen is really about taking action and reclaiming your lives, every single person, regardless of where you are. And so, if you want some assistance with that, listen, I'm here, okay? And I'll be more than happy to help you on your journey to get there, okay? And so if you're interested in learning more about this, you can go to transformme2023.com/me, okay? Because it's all about me. This is what Madam Estrogen is about. Me. It's about me. It's about my hormones. It's about releasing me. It's about getting to that level of support, that level of that I've never been at before, that place that you know exists somewhere in your mind, but you're just like, I don't know if I can get there. I don't know if I can make it there. And so if you are interested in that, go ahead and visit transformme2023.com/me. Okay. So let's go into our giveaway for today, because as we just went through all of the 4 steps and the strategy to balancing your hormones, to leave you with something that you can take home with you and really move on to make change on your own, I have this prize, my starter kit, which has several different things. Okay, if you want to balance your hormones through your smoothies, listen, I have so many recipes that I've created for smoothie making that gives you your greens, it gives you your protein. Okay, almost all of them have protein in there because protein is super important, right? And so these help to get your serotonin levels up, your dopamine levels up, your estrogen levels down. Wonderful. If you ask me, probably one of the best things that I offer the community to help in this journey and this process of hormone balancing, as well as a recipe book. The recipe book is not for vegans right now. So if you're a vegan, we haven't been there yet. It's actually in the making. But recipes and ways, things that you can do, very simple recipes to help you on your journey every single day. As well as if you're just like, I don't know what to do in the gym. Okay, I don't know what to do in the gym, Dr. P. I'm trying to figure it out. I have exercise cards that will give you direction, the exercises that you need to do, how you're going to split your workouts throughout the week, working your lower body, your legs, your back, your chest, your arms, to cover all the major muscle groups that are necessary, as well as how to do them in order and how you're going to break them up throughout the weeks so that you're covering everything that you need, as well as exercise bands. Okay, so my own premium exercise bands that if you're at home and you don't want to go to the gym, and in this exercise pack, you have both. You have in the gym workouts. So if you want to use a bench press and you want to do your squats and you want to lift your barbell, I got you. If you're just like, I'm not the gym person, but you know what? I'll do things at home. My lifestyle doesn't afford for me to be able to go to the gym all the time. I got you. So with these bands, I have workouts for you that will cover all those major groups just the same, that you can do right in your home, just with a set of exercise bands. And so all of that is in my starter kit, and I'm going to give that away now to somebody today. So Jazz, come on in and let's pick a winner.
Hey guys, I'm back. I hope you guys are having a good time. Dr. P is definitely dropping gems as always. I'm super excited about this hormone balancing starter kit. So before we begin, let's just Dr. P kind of went over what's in it. So just as a reminder, we got that recipe book, and guys, not only, because she forgot to mention this, not only does it have the recipes for when you're at home, but guess what? If you're out on the go and you're like, oh my God, I'm hungry, I need to eat, she was kind enough to include things that you can grab on the go at popular fast food restaurants. Okay, there's McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell. It's all in there so that you can still eat in a healthy way to balance your hormones on the go. I mean, because like, what? Okay. Then we got the smoothie recipe book, which who doesn't love a smoothie? I know I do. Okay. But when I tell you I be trying, before I had this book, I was like, I don't even know. I was making smoothies and they was turning out nasty. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like, do I add yogurt? Do I add milk? Do I just put water? What about ice? Like there's so much stuff online when you're trying to make the smoothies and you don't even know if you're doing it right. So when I say that this book, it helped me, it truly, truly helped me. Okay. It's one of my favorite books that she has. And then like she mentioned with the exercise stuff, you know, we have the at-home workout with those resistance bands, as well as the one in the gym to get you right no matter where you are. So let's jump right into this. Yes, it is a great prize. It truly, truly is a great prize. And that's my question. That's because it is such a great prize. My question tonight is, why do you think you should win this prize? Tell me, how would this prize help you? How would this prize change your life? How would it benefit you? Tell me how each one of these would benefit you and help you with your hormones and help you with your overall health. What are we looking at? How is this transforming you tonight? Tell me in the comments. That acid reflux will have you mad at life. Oh, okay, that must be a comment. I was like, wait, it caught my eye, and I was like, wait, Netta, what are we talking about? But tell me in the comments how this gift, this prize, I should say, right? This giveaway will transform your life. Let me know. I am ready to read and ready to learn all about that. Yes, please. Oh, wait. Living with lupus for over 20 plus years. This would be a great addition to my life. Yes. I've read some of your previous comments about some of the things that you're, suffering with. And I truly believe that this would be, a good benefit for you to live a happier and a quality life. Yes, truly. Right. Because it's definitely the starter pack that you need to get you on your journey, coupled with this information that you've learned during the boot camp over the last couple of days, in addition to, that Madam Estrogen mastermind, that 12-week mastermind. Like if you just coupled all of that stuff together, truly can transform your life. Everything that, Dr. P has to offer would truly transform your life. It will eliminate my excuses and help me be accountable to myself. Yes, because sometimes you just need a little extra push, right? You just need that little extra, well, I don't went and got this book. I might as well read it. I might as well do what it says in the information, right? I can't keep playing games with myself. And my birthday is in 2 days. Not your birthday is in 2 days. See, now I'm gonna feel bad. Now I'm gonna feel bad if I don't pick you because your birthday is in 2 days. That's like an early birthday gift. Look at, you know what? Let me keep reading. I think I'm gonna try and see if maybe I can do something special. Hold on, let me see. It would help me reach my goals to become healthier mentally and physically. I need that extra help. Elaine, I 100% understand that. Elevating nutrient, helping to put myself, these comments are going fast, help me put my first self as a priority, but more importantly, passing along knowledge that I've received and simply choosing to live. Tiffany, I really love that because at the beginning of this, Dr. P has mentioned that several times, that this is knowledge that we need to share, right? This is information that we need to share with those around us because it truly is life changing. As a stroke survivor, it is the start that I need. My therapist has given me the yellow light to start back working out. You know what? That's really good. I'm sorry to hear about your stroke, but I'm happy to know that you are in a place now where you can start working out and you can start doing things to start down that path of making those changes. I should win this prize because I'm under a lupus specialist that asks. I'm gonna assume that means she acts unconcerned at times. You know what? And I really hate when doctors do that, right? And I want to do things that is against the grain to heal from the inside out. I believe. On June 19th, and I want to live. You know what? I believe I agree with you there because it's like they just want to push medicine. Like Dr. P has been mentioning, there's a lot of doctors that all they want to do, they want to push medicine. They're not really here to figure out holistically how to help you and holistically how to heal you, right? So I 100% understand that. I had a partial hysterectomy and I thought I wanted to die. Oh my God. Went into menopause and no one told me what to expect. Booze expanded, sweat attacks, moodiness, depression. The hormone balance kit would allow me to enjoy my life again, and I can't take this HRT anymore. The hormone therapy. I truly feel like there are so many people in this group that would really benefit from this hormone balancing kit. And this is hard, you guys. This is hard. You guys got me over here in my feels. This is really hard. Like I'm trying to figure out what would be the best option. And honestly, I'm trying to think what, I'm making changes and doing the best I can. Most doctors don't care here in Texas. And I'm trying to move to Texas, Bobby. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me they don't care about us in Texas. Can we purchase it? Actually, yes, it will be available for purchase. It will be available for purchase so let me put up. So this website here, www.transformme2023.com/me. If you go there and you go through the, read all the information, it will mention it there that it is available for purchase, and it tells you prices and everything, which right now, because you were in the boot camp, you actually get a discount. So that's amazing, right? So make sure you head over here and check it out. But let me, how much does it cost? So currently it is, I love helping others. Yes. So it currently is 30% off, and I'm not good at math. So head on over to transformme2023.com. You know what? I think I actually have it written down. So hold on, because I have it written down because, again, I'm not good at math and I can't do it on the top of my head. So I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Where is it? I had it written down. How much is it? I should have known this, so I apologize. Okay, here it is. The hormone balancing starter kit. It's typically $95, but with it being 35% off right now, it is $66. So if you head over to www.transformme2023.com/me, it is $66 with the 30% discount because you were in the boot camp. So sorry about that I didn't know that off the top of my head. I apologize. But let's go ahead and pick a winner of the giveaway. Let's go ahead and do that, you guys. So, and honestly, you know what? Dr. P might be a little bit mad at me, but I think I'm gonna do this. Hopefully she don't get too mad at me, guys. I want to give away 2. What do we think, guys? Do we think we should give away 2? Do you think I should give away 2? What do you think? 1 or 2? What do you think? I don't want Dr. P. I don't even think Dr. P would be mad because she wants to help people, and that's her passion, right? And just reading through all these stories, it's really hard to pick one. It really is. Like I can't pick just one. Like I gotta give one. I gotta give one to Shadani because her birthday is in 2 days. Like, I'm just happy. At this point, it's just mandatory because it's an early birthday gift, right? Like, I mean, who would I be to not give her one? So, Shadani, you're definitely a winner. You are definitely a giveaway winner. And I'm going to go ahead and give it away to one more person. So let's read through these comments and let's see who else we can give it to. Let me see. Would help me to live a better lifestyle. It would help me not to be bored with the food. I won already, so I'm not looking to win tonight. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest and telling me you've already won. Had a partial hysterectomy, and I thought, you know what? Kimberly, when I read yours, I really touched with yours, especially the depression, because like I've mentioned before, I've had postpartum depression. So Kimberly, I'm gonna pick you tonight because I also know that you haven't won additionally already. So this is what we're gonna do. Happy early birthday to Shadani. Shadani, I really hope I'm saying your name right. I am horrible with names, so if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I do completely apologize. But happy early birthday. And Kimberly, congratulations, everybody. I really hope that this helps you out. I really hope that it helps you make the changes, that it is that you're trying to see in your life. Like Dr. P has mentioned, this isn't a, quick fix, right? This isn't a overnight success situation. This is going to take dedication and this is going to take hard work. But the hormone balancing starter pack will get you on that way. It will start that journey, right? So I'm super excited for you guys. Congratulations. Again, and then let me just ask you guys a question. Let me just ask you guys a real quick question. After being in this boot camp for 4 days and learning all this information that you've learned from Dr. P, tell me, who is ready to take action? Who is ready to implement these steps? Who is ready to do what they got to do in order to change their lives and see that it's changed? Who's ready? Tell me in the comments who's ready to take action. Right? Who is really ready to transform their lives? Let me hear in the comments. Dr. P, FYI, I may have given away 2 because it was somebody's birthday.
You know, I'm completely okay with that. Whose birthday is it?
It's Shadani's birthday in 2 days. And you know, she put that in the comment. Girl, she put that in the comment. I said, now you know I would be wrong if I didn't give you one, right?
Listen, we will happily celebrate your birthday with you, okay? And this
Okay.
is the way to kind of go into making your new milestone over the next new year. Yes, I'm happy for you. So yeah, go ahead. I want a baby in the future. Oh, I'm loving these comments. Yes, Shanti.
Okay.
Okay. June 9th, Alicia's is coming up too. Happy early birthday. Okay. 1 second here.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yes, guys. So, like we said, who is ready to take action says, I am ready, but being honest, I have to make sure I can afford it. I'm very transparent. No, but you know what? And there's nothing wrong with being transparent at all. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. P actually does offer payment plans. So when you go over there, just make sure that you, you check it out, read everything. Because she definitely does offer payment plans, and it definitely is an investment, right? It's an investment in you. It's an investment in your life. It's an investment in your future, and it's an investment in your health, right? So just, when you head on over to transformme2023.com/me, keep that in mind. You can read through and see everything that you're going to get, because Dr. P she did an overview of what it is, and then that link will kind of give you a lot more details. Like she mentioned, we have experts in like all kind of fields, and then we do bonus sessions, which is kind of like when we will poll the members and we say, hey guys, what do you want to learn about this week or next week, right? And so based off of that, we will find experts and we will do bonus sessions. I mean, we had hormonal acne, we had psychology of psychology of intimacy, and y'all, that was probably one of my favorite sessions. Okay, she was giving all the tea when it came to like sex and sexual confidence and like all of that. It was amazing. We've had the hormonal yoga, like Dr. P mentioned, and that was a real life session. She literally walked us through a 45-minute yoga session. And when I say I was like huffing and puffing, I was huffing and puffing. You don't think about, sweating and stuff when it comes to yoga, but I really was. And she taught us how to breathe.
On top of that, also, like literally, if you're just like, you know what, there's an expert that I really love, and I love to see them as a part of our sessions. Listen, we will be on the hunt to find these people, because the goal here is that we're a community together of sisters, and this is what we're called. We're called sisters in this together. And so our goal is to share the wealth with everyone. And so jam-packed sessions, beautiful, beautiful sessions. And so if you're like, yeah, I would love to see this person, listen, we're going to bring them on over and have them join us and learn together and work together. So good stuff, good stuff. And so I think this is a good time to start taking some of the questions. I really wanted to get on before our session today to answer just questions, but that didn't happen, but we're here. So let's take some of these questions, and it's a hard exercise. Yes, Teresa, starting out. So what questions do you have? What questions did I miss earlier? And what do you want to talk about as we wrap up our final session here? And by the way, the Facebook group will continue to be live. And so if you have comments or questions, if there are people that you're just like, hey, you may benefit a lot from learning some of these things, learning these strategies, you just go ahead and you can recommend them as well to come on in. These sessions are live, and so because of that, I need to be available, right? And so in addition to me working as a surgeon, as an OBGYN full-time, as a soldier in the Army, in addition to all of these things, the live sessions are every 3 months, 3 to 4 months. And so we do these boot camps in between, just about. And so the next live session in this format will be in a few months, but this group is active. This group is continuing to be what it is. We are working together continually. Even if you're in your journey and you're just like, hey, I don't know about this, Dr. P, or to the group, you go ahead and you drop a comment, you put a post up, and we start talking and helping and elevating each other. And so that's not going to change. So you continue with this group, you continue with these questions and everything that you need. So go ahead. What questions do we have? Do you assist with regulating periods and ovulation? Can you prescribe tests for me over the phone if I join? So yes, so you can absolutely get personalized sessions and with me one-to-one. We go over your details. We go over your history. We make recommendations for the things that you actually need to kind of help you with your journey with fertility. So it's called a maternal session. But yes, so we can meet together. We can talk about what you need to do for your periods, for you to ovulate on a regular basis. If you're suffering from PCOS, it's one of the things that I specialize in. And so we're able to talk about those things, Shanti. So yes. And so yes, if you join, we're able to do those things as well. Okay, wonderful. Teresa, what are your thoughts about the air fryer? Love it. Absolutely love it. And so when you're thinking about trimming off all the fats off of your meats, those things that we know incorporate all of the antibiotics and all of the growth hormones and chemicals that all of the animals in the world are being fed. Once you remove that, sometimes it's hard to use the oven or the grill and be able to keep everything nice and moist. And so this is where the air fryer comes in. Absolutely, I love it. I make my vegetables in there, green beans, my sweet potatoes, whatever you want to make inside of that air fryer. So all about it, 100%. You go ahead and you try it. Wonderful. And is there anything you recommend to start doing to help with hirsutism? Tired of plucking the chest hair. I get it, Netta. I understand the issues here. And so in general, anything with hirsutism is linked with hormonal imbalances. And so again, this is where we need to, everything that we talked about, we want to incorporate those things. And over time, what happens is that as your hormones become more balanced over time, you'll notice that these chest hairs and the problems linked with hirsutism start to improve. Okay, of course you can do other things, like you can do laser, yes, and they could be expensive too. You can do all these other treatments. I would not use chemicals on your skin, because again, these chemicals, they will be absorbed into your skin, into your reproductive tract, into your blood. They're going to shift right over down to your uterus and your ovaries and your fallopian tubes and your cervix and your vagina and everything sensitive down there. And so be careful with those. But yes, you can always go to that option as well. There are medications on the market, I'm sure you know of this, that can be prescribed as well. But from the holistic, natural side, getting those hormones to be in a better place will help with this. Are some of the medications used for diabetes allow you to lose weight like metformin? Yes. Okay. And so here's the reason why metformin is often given to people with PCOS. And even if you don't have diabetes, works really well as well. This is because whenever you are in an insulin resistant state, your insulin is not functioning well enough, what happens is that your body will not be able to process the foods that you're eating well. And so what happens? The carbohydrates that you're eating, remember when you're eating carbs, carbs break down in your body as fat, as sugars, and get stored as fat. And so if you're eating, even if you're not eating excessively, if you're eating your foods, you're eating your carbohydrates, you don't have insulin and your cells are not responding well enough to the insulin that you have, then you are storing and you're just gaining weight. You're just gaining weight. Your fat cells are increasing. Your abdominal waist area is just expanding. Your thighs are just getting bigger. The fat is just sitting all over, and it keeps happening. And so once you take something like metformin, which is a pill, it's a pill that helps your body to process those sugars when you eat them. What happens is that instead of you storing them because your body can't use it, your body's now using it for energy. It's using it up. And so you can start to lose weight when you're on metformin. Now, in general, would I consider it to be a weight loss medicine? No. Okay. Are there other medicines in the, and I don't want to say diabetes, but in diabetes, insulin resistance phase topics, yes. There are plenty of them. And so trying them you're not supposed to use them just to lose weight, but sometimes that is an adverse reaction, a thing that can happen that is sometimes beneficial when you're using them. So yes, metformin being one of them. Metformin, if you've ever used it before, know that it is very difficult to kind of tolerate. You can have a lot of GI problems and pains. So especially if you're starting it out for the first time, you want to start at a very low dose before you kind of increase over time. So excellent question. I take blood pressure and thyroid medication, will it be okay to take a probiotic with my meds? Absolutely. Absolutely. I recommend a probiotic 100% for everybody. So yes, you can absolutely do that. How much water should a person with lupus drink? And so with that, it really depends on how well your heart is functioning. So if you have like 100% of like a really good like cardiac profile is what it's called. Your heart is functioning well, your EKGs are good, you're not in any kind of heart failure, having any dysfunctions, you really can tolerate about 1 to 2 liters, especially if you're exercising and sweating excessively from day to day. You can absolutely tolerate about 1 to 2 liters per day, as well as your kidney function being up to par. Okay, so as long as you're able to process and diurese, meaning that you're able to remove these and excrete fluids and liquids from your kidneys, you should be okay. What helps with hair loss? That's a good question. And so, Alicia, it depends on where you are in life, okay? If you are premenopausal versus menopausal, they're very different. And so let's start with the menopausal side. If you're in the menopausal phase, yes, you have a lot of hormone imbalances, okay? And so whenever we work with menopausal people, it is important to understand that when you go through menopause, your hormones decrease, they don't end. The production of your hormones start to be picked up by other areas in your body, like your fat cells, rather than your ovaries, but you're still producing hormones. They're there. And so because of that, your hormones can still be imbalanced. And when we're thinking about these imbalances, we're talking about looking at estrogens to the progesterones and the ratio between the two of them. And so it is just as important to focus on balancing your hormones in these states. And so when the majority of the strong estrogens, the estradiol, starts to drop, sometimes what happens is that we have hair loss. It is very similar when you have hair loss when you have a child postpartum. The reason why that tends to happen within the first 3 to 6 months of giving birth is because your estrogens, that high estradiol, strong estrogen, once it starts dropping off back to what you were before pregnancy, the same thing happens. You have a lot of hair loss. And similarly, sometimes when you're going through your puberty stages, sometimes they can have a little bit of hair loss in addition to having hormonal issues before. And so with all of them across the board, you're having hair loss because those estrogens are dropping. But in menopause, it happens a little bit more drastically because there's a complete switch and a complete turn off of that strong estrogen. And so what do? You support your system with the right foods. And so one of the things that works marvelously with this is making sure that your diet, when you're selecting your vegetables, you incorporate a lot of things that are orange. It sounds weird. You probably never heard this before, okay? But orange things. So you're talking about orange bell peppers. You were talking about carrots. You're talking about having more sweet potatoes. Okay, so you want to nourish your gut and your system with a lot of those antibiotics and some of those chemicals that are in these orange colored foods that helps, and it goes right to your follicles and literally helps to rejuvenate them and helps you to transition through when you're talking about the holistic side of things. Of course, making sure that we're balancing those hormones so that that ratio is not too great between your estrogens and progesterones will take you the rest of the way as well. Excellent question. Thoughts about CMOS, and can one take it if you are on levothyroxine? Love CMOS. Love, love, love CMOS. If you're able to get it in its natural state from like a grocery store or a corner store, mom and pop shop, wherever you can get them from, CMOS is great. It's great to add to your drinks. It's great to in a lot of different forms. And I try to have some CMOS at least on a weekly basis. It's an excellent, excellent thing to add to your diet. You could even have CMOS. They have like dried versions that you can add to your smoothies. You can add them to your shakes, and the CMOS is pretty great as well. So I support it. And yes, you can take it while you're on levothyroxine for the thyroid. If anything, that it helps to support your systems on the back end. So excellent option. Love it. Can you name the vitamins you named today? And so let's see which one of those vitamins you're talking about, because we talked about it for phase 1 and phase 2. Are you talking about the testing here, or are you talking about these vitamins here? Alicia, which ones are you referring to? And so either one, you can tell me which one you'd like to kind of take a look at, and then we'll show it up on the screen. Do you have a list posted anywhere, that list and of the products we discussed for personal and household usage? So if you go to the Facebook group, and so in the featured areas, we've been tagging and linking all of the products and different things that we've mentioned so far. And so just go ahead in the Facebook group, explore the group, okay? The group isn't going anywhere. Go ahead and explore the group, explore the information that's been tagged there. And we've tagged them so it's easy for you to access, see them, link them, so that you're not necessarily doing all the work on your end, right? So I try to make it as easy as possible for you. So go ahead, go to the Facebook group, and everything that has been listed today as well, those will be added into the group as well as we go through the weekend and go through next week. So they'll be there as well. Okay. Are there certain medications that can attribute to hormone imbalances? Yes, a ton of them, if not all of them. Okay. So you want to be careful about those. For instance, the steroids they give as shots and pills for sinus allergies. Okay. So yes, any medication. So here's the thing. Any drug that is on the market, all the drugs that are on the market comes with side effects. And, I was having a conversation with a patient earlier today, and I was just like, it's easy for us to say, oh my gosh, this medication, I've seen so much on social media that says that this medication is not good and it's hurting us. Every single drug that comes out on the market, from your aspirin to your Tylenol to your Motrin to your Benadryl to whatever you're taking for your allergies, comes with side effects. And they have to be processed by your liver. Every medication that you take needs to be processed in the liver. And so because of that, your liver is working overtime to try to clear these things. If your liver gets so occupied with trying to process the medications, imagine what we call polypharmacy, someone who is taking lots of different medications, and you take them all together, what's happening is that your liver is working overtime on your behalf to clear up, work this out. And sometimes it means that it's focusing on these medications more so than the things that your internal system needs. And so your estrogens and your progesterones and your testosterones are not getting the time of day that they need to be able to function well, because your liver is working overtime trying to process drugs. And in general, your body is so amazing. This is why I do what I do, right? Your body biologically, naturally, will try to break up and get rid of things that are not innate to it, meaning that things that are not natural for it, things that your body deems as dangerous and different, your liver will prioritize getting rid of things that it's not very familiar with, and things that are not necessary, and things that are seen as drugs first. And so it puts your system back on the back burner, because it's like, hold up, we need to clear this all up first. And so understanding that, it's important to know everything that you take, even for your sinus allergies. Listen, I have some severe allergies over here. We're not going to go into that now, but you want to be careful of the things that you're taking and the things that you're doing a lot of. And this is where the more that you can go on a holistic journey with these things, it helps. So if you can use a neti pot instead, if you can try to do making sure that your air inside is purified, making sure that it's humidified, so that you're using your HEPA filters, so that it's removing all of the pollen and all of the allergens that are in your area, so that you're not being affected as much, so that you don't have to be reliant on the medications as much. These small things can go a long way, and your body can love you for being able to remove that excess stuff, so you're not being exposed to the medications. Almost all of them can somehow affect your hormones, and so less is best. If you have like a condition like thyroid, and whether it's low thyroid or high thyroid, and you need these meds, that's a different story, because you need them to live. You're always weighing the risk and the benefits. But as far as things that we can potentially work around and find another way to do better and to not necessarily use it, changes that we can do in our lifestyle to be better, I recommend that you do that first. Okay. Excellent question. Have I worked with patients with lupus? Absolutely. Okay. One of my close friends actually has lupus. So I'm dealing with lupus and other autoimmune diseases like almost on a regular basis. So absolutely. Good question. Although my HRT slightly helped with hot flashes, my boobs went from a C cup to an H cup. Oh my gosh. You skipped over a lot of cups there. And I gained 60 pounds. I'm not surprised. And I have a history, but I have a history of breast cancer in my family, and I snatched my patch off at the start of our sessions. What can I do to just feel normal again? You know, Kimberly, my heart, like whenever I see that we're struggling in a certain area of our lives and we're becoming, you know, like puppets to the medication world and to the pharmacies and all of that, it hurts my soul. And so I feel your pain. So what can I do to feel normal again? Since my partial hysterectomy, I don't even feel like the same person. I get it. I 100% get it. So what can you do to feel normal again? So it all depends. In the mastermind, I do have sessions specifically for those who are menopausal, and I have lots of different recommendations as far as supplements to take to help you when it comes to going through the hot flashes, going through the vasomotor symptoms, going through the night sweats, all the changes that comes with the weight gain that comes in the menopausal state, right? It's a different world. And so we have experts in these areas as well to help us naturally be able to make those changes in our lives to kind of feel normal again. And so one of the things that works really, really well, Kimberly, if you have not been doing this, is literally exercising, weight training. And believe it or not, there's weight training just for menopause it's a little bit of a different approach compared to those who are not menopausal. But that, in addition to lots of the proteins that we talk about, and in the program, I work with you to calculate exactly how much you need per person. Like everyone's a unique individual. We need to know how much we should be having. And most people are just like, oh, I'm way below what I should be taking in per day with my protein. And especially in menopause, that is super important. So yes, it's about approaching those things accordingly so that you can get to your journey and not necessarily be reliant on some of these exogenous medications that we're taking. Do you recommend inositol supplements for those with PCOS? Yes, it can help. It can absolutely help. And so with the inositol, there are different versions out there. You can increase your dosage over time. And so with that, yes, sometimes it helps a lot with trying to help you get to a point of conceiving. And so if you use inositol with your journey of changing your lifestyle and removing and doing the things we do to and have taught in this boot camp, if you're doing all these things together with it, it can absolutely help you with getting pregnant. I had one person in February of this year went through a journey, and it was just like she was trying everything. And so in addition to making the adjustments to exercising and how she's eating, also started the inositol as well. She had actually attempted the metformin, but it was really not working for her. And she started adding the inositol. And we kind of built up the amount that she's taken. And so you can go all the way up to even 400 milligrams, 4,000 milligrams. And so we kind of increased incrementally. And it worked really, really well and achieved her pregnancy. And so it works, okay? And really, it takes starting low and building up over time. Is it a problem not to have a period anymore after 40? And does that mean that I'm in the full menopause state? I haven't had a period in the last 6 years, almost 7 now. As long as it was tested, and so in general, let's go back a little bit. Menopause on average starts at the age of 51. And so if you were menopausal at 40, my first thought process here is why? What happened? Because you're on the early side. This is like a premature menopausal state. And so with that, did you get testing to prove that you are in menopause and not just having what is called amenorrhea? That means somebody that is not getting a period. And so it's important that we investigate on the back end. I literally had a patient with us today. She's 38, and she said she came in with the same complaints, that I haven't had periods, not as long as you, but she's just like, I feel like I'm menopausal. I was told I was, but no testing has ever been done. And we reviewed her results today. And she has a lot of other hormonal imbalances, which we're working on. But if testing hasn't been done, you literally can be in a state hormonally imbalanced where you're not menopausal. Your eggs are being trapped inside of your ovaries, not being released at all. And literally, when you look at your ovaries could be big and filled with all of these eggs that are being trapped inside because your hormones are so imbalanced that they're not releasing at all. And you can go years and years without a period, and you're not menopausal. So it's been 6 to 7 years. As long as someone has tested and to be checked to make sure that you don't have any eggs left, and yes, there are tests for these, then you're okay. But if you're not menopausal and you've not had a period for 6 to 7 years, that could be a problem. Can you take CMOS if you are taking acid reflux meds? Yes, like myself, I have severe acid reflux, and yes, you can take it at the same time, and blood pressure medication, absolutely. Okay, so it won't alter the function of these medications when you take them. So yes, you can. What are your thoughts about herbal teas? It depends on what kinds, but in general, love them. Okay. So in general, I'd recommend tea. I'm a tea person as well. I'll take teas any day over coffee. Okay. Which coffee in and of itself is not a bad thing. It becomes an unhealthy thing to have when you're adding all the sugars and the milks and all these things to them. So coffee by itself is good. I'm just not a coffee drinker, but I love tea. I have tea every single day. And so in general, I prefer to make tea actually from the plant itself and not in a processed way. Okay, so like mint, for instance, I have fresh mint. If I'm using things, gosh, there's so many different kinds. So you can, yes, teas are good for you. Okay, so you can get caffeinated, not caffeinated. The same, you don't want to pack on a lot of sugars. We didn't have time in the boot camp to talk about the sugars that we're eating and the salts and how these play a part as well. But we cover these things in the mastermind. But teas are an excellent option to keep you hydrated, to keep you going, and to kind of give you some kind of flavor without you feeling like you're trapped without anything hot that you can have. So yes, herbal teas are in general very, very, very good. Follow from yesterday, I was on Instagram and a reel popped up about a little girl who was born with a congenital heart disease and thyroid issues. She started puberty at 2 years old. Oh my goodness. I wish I'd seen this. Armpit hair and breast grow, and her parents assumed it was her meds or diseases. She went to her endocrinologist and found out that it was essential oils. I told you about them oils. Told you about those oils. I was once one of those people who absolutely loved them, thought it was essential and it was great and it was natural and holistic. But then once we found out, okay, it did lots of deep digging. And these essential oils are not good for us, okay? And especially what happens is that even if you don't feel directly the effects from these oils and these fragrances and things that we're using, the problem is that they go and they enter into your body and they sit inside of your womb. They sit inside of your uterus. They sit inside of your ovaries, and they affect your fertility and your future born children. When I say it is real, like I'm not being paid to come and do this. I am here telling you what is the real science behind what is happening. They are called carcinogens. They literally are carcinogens. That means it's cancer. We say cancer when we talk to each other, but in medicine, it's called carcinoma. So things that causes carcinoma or cancer, they're called carcinogens. And these essential oils that trap us when we smell them so good and we're just like, yes, we want that to be us, because the market makes us feel as though sweet smelling is the way to be. That nobody wants to, like when you walk in the room and you come with this wonderful odor, they want you to desire that. They're using your senses to get you into the consumer market so that they can trap you. And so we've just been sold these things our entire lives. But these are some of the things that happen, Connie, where your child will start puberty as early as 2. And I know of stories like these, many of these stories. And I promise you, this child was exposed to these things in utero before she got out into this world, and possibly from the foods that she was fed and the things that were placed on her skin, all the Johnson and Johnson's, this and that. It is real. It is so real. And I feel sorry for her because now she needs to be on medication to reverse all of these things, because a 2-year-old does not deserve to have periods or breasts or anything that is really linked with an older child. And so that's very sad. What's the website? transformme2023.com/me. And so we'll pin it in the group as well. And so, yes, anyone can go there. And so you can get the information. And so the group for the mastermind is a private group. Okay. And so it is essentially, I review all details of everyone. And so our groups are very, very unique, and it's very personal. Okay, we get to know each other very, very well over the weeks. And so it's not open to just the public. It's open to everyone who is in this commitment to actually work together and to actually make change. And so we do not just open it up to the public, to anyone. Okay. Any other questions? Is there a direct link to purchase your hormone starter pack? I'm having trouble finding it. We can post that. Okay. So yeah, so we can put that into the Facebook group as well. Jasmine, can you just put that on our list of things that we're going to post for tomorrow, please? So yes, so we'll post that so that you can have access to that. What lotions are best for toddlers, if any? Literally, what I recommend, I'm going to give you a couple of different things. So on the most natural, holistic side, shea butter. Shea, shea, shea. Shea, shea, shea from your head to your toe, okay? Raw, natural shea. This is not shea that is mixed. When you're buying your ingredients, the best thing to do is to have one ingredient in anything that you purchase. So when you're getting your shea, look at on the back, and literally it should just say shea butter. And that's it. And so, for instance, using vitamin E for the face. So that's the oil that I use for my face. Okay. So not an essential oil, but this is what I use to moisturize my skin. And so with that, on the back ingredient, you can purchase these things and it will say, oh, this is vitamin E. Okay. And it's wonderful. But you look in the back, it is vitamin E and 1,000 other chemicals and things. Okay. And so this is where we get in trouble. So we want to go for the simplest things that exists. Okay. Now, outside of that, toddlers and children also need a lot of support. Sometimes they have skin issues and all this other stuff. So other things on the market that I recommend, number one, Aquaphor. Aquaphor, good options to help to hydrate them if they have eczema, if they have any skin issues, if they're drying out very quickly, good option. Another second option is Cetaphil. Okay. And so if you know Cetaphil will come in a form of like a lotion versus like a cream. And so those work well as well. Okay. So Cetaphil, Aquaphor, excellent ones. Are candles and wallflowers harmful to us? Absolutely. So let's start with the wallflowers. A lot of times these wallflowers are coated with chemicals. Okay. So these are where the endocrine disruptors come from. And so what happens is that these chemicals are being released into the air. And so, I can't wait. So I'm going to do a webinar on hair care. And so some of the chemicals that are on these wallflowers are very similar to the braids that we put in our hair. And so when you're like braiding your hair, if anyone here does braids of any kind, it's important that you wash the hair before you actually enter it into your scalp and on your skin, because a lot of people have a lot of skin irritation because of this. But it's a lot of chemicals, okay? And so the same reasons why you want to wash new clothing before you wear them. A lot of chemicals are used to line the clothing that you put on your skin, and that's not healthy. That's another conversation as well. And so in general, yes, wallflowers are included in this classification of having chemicals around us that harm us. Now, what if go back. What was it? I don't remember the first part of that question. It was wallflowers and something about the oils, candles. Okay. Candles are the same because Candles, if you've ever made candles on your own, so you're starting with the wax, you're adding oils to this as well. If your oils can be traced and you know that these does not have any harmful products, it's almost impossible to find these. But in general, the fragrances and oils are the danger, is the danger zone. Okay. The same as if you're putting it as a perfume on your body. And so candles, not the sweet smelling ones, not the things that you want to make the air smell beautiful like a bed of roses. All of these things, they fall in this category as well. Okay. So yeah, I stopped burning them because it's very hard. I even literally went to like candle factories to try to find an alternative that works well. And so even when I, do this socially, this is not coming in my house. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So yes, they're harmful as well. What if I made my own oil using the coconut oils and herbs? Perfectly fine. Okay, so you can use coconut oil in different bases as long as you're tracing where those oils are coming from, and herbs, that's fine. Okay, so yes, I support that, Kimberly. Thank you. But if the eggs get trapped, is it possible to still experience the symptoms of menopause? Okay, which I definitely do. Those hot flashes is no joke, and the weight gain is real. Also, I started my period at 9, so is it possible that I stopped having a period early because of that? That's an excellent question. No, it doesn't. Okay, so what happens is that when you're in utero, okay, so regardless of when you start puberty, what happens is that when your egg and sperm initially got fertilized and we were determined to be females, what happens is that at that point we have about 2 million eggs that are in this embryo as it's developing. At the point of birth, which is 10 months later, right? So now this female is out in the world, out here with us. She no longer she doesn't have 2 million eggs anymore. At that point, she's down to maybe about 1. That's in 10 months. By the time you get to puberty, you are now down to about 450,000. So you're dropping. So between whenever you were born and whenever you start puberty, your eggs have been depleting every single day. And so even though we talk about 35, you're old, you're geriatric, you're elderly, all of these things, the truth of the matter is your eggs have been depleting since day 1 of your life. And so if you have puberty at 9 versus 15, it just means that the amount of eggs that you have ovulated over your time frame, or will do in your time frame, which is only really about 400, that number might go up to 420 because you ovulated maybe an extra 12 or 24 eggs out of the 2 million that you initially started with. Okay, but the truth of the matter is you're still going down and you're having a depletion even if you haven't gone through puberty yet. And so no, there's no reflection in how early you started. The only reflection that exists is that we know that our journey towards periods has just been decreasing over time. So we're finding that more and more people and young girls are starting puberty a lot earlier. And so that happens over time, but that menopausal age is not changing much. Okay, so once we get there, this is a time frame from in the utero that you actually deplete the millions of eggs that you initially were given. And so, yeah, so I understand. Yes, those hot flashes are no joke. I remember when I felt my first one and I was just like, I think I'm about to lose my mind because menopause must be around the corner, because it was real. So I understand how you feel about that. So yes. Can you still have the symptoms of menopause when your eggs are trapped? Yes. The answer to that question, that part of the question is yes. Off topic, do you help with hyperpigmentation? Do you recommend a chemical peel? And so there's a lot of skin disorders, as Jasmine mentioned. We even had this past session, we had an expert in skin come and just work with us, which was a marvelous session. But yeah, so sometimes even when we're having some of these hormonal issues, we may use temporarily once in a while something that's like chemical like this to kind of help our skin. It depends on what your actual problem is. It depends on what it is that you're trying to correct. Hyperpigmentation oftentimes doesn't work as well as we may want it to. Okay. And so the question is, why are we having this hyperpigmentation? Where is that coming from? Because if it's coming from you having hirsutism, which is a result of you being hormonally imbalanced, your approach to that would have to be a little bit different. Okay. And so the root cause of the problem needs to be figured out to know if a chemical peel will potentially work well for you. But in general, anything with chemicals is very harsh and very toxic to our systems. And so sometimes with that, a one-time hit is not horrendous. But if we're doing things repetitively over time, this can lead to us having a chronic hormonal imbalance. How long does menopause last? That's a good question. So menopause in and of itself is one day in your life. Okay, one day in your life. And so you go through these years and years and years of having changes that leads up to menopause. The definition of menopause is when you've gone 12 consecutive months, that's in like back to back, with no periods. Okay, and this is you removing the fact that you're not having your periods because of medication, because of birth control, things like that. Okay, so 12 back to back months, no periods. Once you get to the end of that 12th month, that day, you're in menopause. The day after that, you're postmenopausal. Postmenopausal state goes all the way until the day that you leave the earth. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Good question, Teresa. Anything else, Jazz? It looks like we may have come to the end of these questions. This is absolutely wonderful. I feel like, I can talk to you all day. I literally can talk to you all day. We can go back into this, over and over again. Again, if you have questions, you can always send a message out, send a post. Okay, so I'm going through it. I respond where I can, and so I see your questions and your comments as well. And remember, we support each other, we love each other, we uplift each other. And so if you have concerns or anything else that you want to ask, especially when it comes to the mastermind, if you have questions about that, how something works and things like that, please send us a message, put a post out there, and we'll talk and we'll chat about it as well. Okay. And one thing we did not mention, which I think is worthwhile mentioning, is that the next mastermind starts next Tuesday. Okay, next Tuesday, June 6th. Okay, so if you're thinking about possibly joining and you have questions, you have all the way up until 7 p.m. on Tuesday next week to be able to answer that and to join the mastermind if you'd like to work with me very closely. Okay, so transformme2023.com, Madam Estrogen, and the Hormone Balancing Bootcamp will be active. It's been so wonderful. Thank you all for being present, for being here, and for learning and talking and just being together. So love you all, and I wish you well in your hormone journey. Have a good night and have a good weekend.